If was not very good. It feels insane to me to even think that because it's got, such a likable team of people behind it. Maybe some of this is reflexive fear out of criticizing one of the internet's go-to parasocial boyfriends. But he's not my go-to parasocial internet boyfriend, so I can say what I want. It's not that it was bad. Little kids don't care as much if a movie is bad, if it has fun exteriors and cutesy, memorable characters, and parents will be able to stand it, presumably, if they like Ryan Reynolds and John Krasinski, but it just wasn't very good or watchable. I feel like I should clarify what the movie is about before I dive into the criticism. The trailer kind of shows, but I just want to make it clear. A girl who's kind of undergoing a kind of personal thing with her family life. Nothing too heavy, but it's in there. Discovers imaginary friends are real and then gets involved in helping Ryan Reynolds' character find homes for them. And so, it's a metaphor for accessing your inner child. And the friends are, like mirrors of parental concern for children, but also children's own experience with the world when they're young. And so, that sounds pretty rich, right? You can do a lot of fun stuff with that. I think we've had already a number of stories that tell versions of this. But in execution, it was just really boring and really slow. It felt like, a second or third draft. It took forever for the main plot to get started. And then once the main plot started, it was kind of slow and kind of boring. I said before going in, it seemed like it might be a little like The Greatest Showman or Mr. Magoo's Wonder Emporium or a Pixar movie. But it was miles and miles less entertaining than either of those. Any scene from one of those has more things in it, is more dense, is more interesting and emotionally rich than most any scene in If. And I'm not saying this as some kind of, internet neckbeard with overly high and specific ideas of what a kid's movie should be. I'm approaching it as a kid's movie. I'm asking, is this a movie that my nieces and nephews would enjoy watching on a Saturday all the way through? It's not that deep, and I would say what's especially baffling about it is that it doesn't really seem to successfully impart anything. I don't really feel like there's a real message. It was, about a world of made-up friends and about how kids want to have companionship, but it felt like this weird mix of Neverland and Labyrinth and Mr. Megorium and Pollyanna, and I don't know if the point is that imaginary friends are good or bad or stupid or needed or a metaphor for parents or a metaphor for loss or how we process loss as children or how we process loss as slightly older children looking on being younger children or what. And if I, an adult man with a fair amount of media literacy, can't understand what the message is, how am I supposed to recommend that a kid will understand it? Good movies aimed at children thrive on clarity, and there isn't real clarity in what the message is, or what a central message is. And there is value in there. I'm sure kids will look back on it and find value in it, but it's like value you have to go in and find yourself and dig out. It's not value that's immediately apparent on the surface. And why would you want to go see a movie where your kid has to fight to find anything valuable when you could just give them a movie that has value on the surface? This feels like a kind of nothing burger kids watch where they're going to see it and they'll say, I guess it was okay. Or maybe they won't like it. And then they'll just move on with their lives. So, shoot. If your kid wants to see it, go see it and give them the experience of seeing something that's kind of a nothing burger from someone they like. But if they want to go see a movie and you actually want it to have a decent chance of being a good movie, that'll be memorable in a good way, right now, it seems, Garfield is the safer bet of the two.